finally got a 1.9 rating. I hope this is a wake-up call to a lot of fanboys out there because it's been headed in this direction for a long time. I mean, remember when Raw used to get ratings of 5s and 6s? The all-time high rating, as you know, is an 8.1 during the Attitude Era. Then, for a while there, the standard rating was about like a 4.2 to 4.5. Remember that? Remember when every episode of Raw would get about a 4.2 and it was like the standard rating? Well, now we're at a 1.9. And through it all, from 8.1 to 1.9, these fanboys have been in denial every step of the way. When Raw ratings were in the 4s, they're like, dude, it's still good, dude. As long as it doesn't drop into the 3s, we're fine. Then Raw ratings go to 3.9, and they're like, dude, come on, man. Come on, it's 3.9 still a lot, dude. As long as we're above 3.5, we're good to go. Then Raw ratings go down to 3.2, and they're like, dude, come on, man. We got the internet, we got social media now. As long as it's above a 2.9, it's fine. Then ratings go to 2.5, and they're like, dude, come on, man. Raw is still awesome and big, and everybody loves it. As long as it's above a 1.9, there's no reason to panic. Well, now we're at a 1.9. Is it time to panic yet? Think about it. We went from 8.1 to 1.9. I hope this is a wake-up call for all these fanboys who actually thought that people would give a crap about these PG-era cheesy wrestlers. Can you believe that before Backlash, our world champions were Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens? Can you believe that? A pudgy-faced mouth breather with a comb-over and a big fat bearded jobber were our world champions. Think about it. For crying out loud, we used to have The Rock and Stone Cold, cross-demographic penetrating megastars, and now we have this. Like, did you really mentally convince yourself that big fat bearded jobber was going to bring the fans back? What were you thinking? These characters are terrible. I mean, look at Dean Ambrose, right? A pudgy-faced mouth breather with a comb-over, wearing a white tank top, and when he's in the ring, he's punching people like this. Like, what the hell is that? You know, like, can you imagine if I created a wrestler like that in a video game, create a wrestler? Imagine if I created a wrestler and I gave him a pudgy face, a comb over, his mouth is hanging open all the time, he has a tank top, and then he's in the ring going like this. What would you think of that character? You'd be like, dude, PS Power, what the hell is this? Did you make this character at the last second? Why don't you make someone better? You know, like, yet this character who would make a ridiculous creator wrestler was somehow our world champion. The WWE has brainwashed fanboys into thinking that anything that's in the WWE is automatically good. When Jeff Hardy was in the WWE, oh, they loved him, they cheered for him, they bought his merchandise. But then when he went to TNA, they don't like him anymore. Then he comes back to WWE and oh, they love him again, they cheer for him again, they buy his merchandise again. Then when he goes to TNA again, oh, they don't like him anymore. AJ Styles was in TNA for 10 years and these fanboys couldn't give a crap. Now that he comes into WWE, oh, they're popping for him like he's the next big thing. You know, it's completely ridiculous. The WWE has brainwashed fanboys into being company-oriented instead of wrestler-oriented. They've brainwashed these fanboys into thinking that a wrestler only matters when he's in the WWE. I see a lot of people calling this the vanilla indie midget era of the WWE. Now, while that may not be a very politically correct way of saying it, in my opinion, there is a legit underlying message. When you look at guys that we had like The Rock and Stone Cold, and now you look at guys like Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, you know, it's not even close. You can see why the rating is a 1.9. This is a wake-up call for the WWE fanboys. Have you noticed the difference between what women wrestlers used to look like and what they look like now? Women wrestlers used to look more grown up. You know, like Chyna, Trish Stratus, Medusa, you know, they look more like adults. Now when you look at the women wrestlers, they look like little girls. You know, from AJ Lee to Bayley, they look like Disney Channel cast members skipping around the ring. They're so tiny and they've got the bright colored hair and the bright neon outfits. They don't look like wrestlers. They look like background dancers at a Disneyland concert. We went from Medusa and China to Gem and the Holograms. I will say this though, there is one possible exception, and that's Becky Lynch. Now, when I first saw Becky Lynch, I hated her steampunk gimmick. You know, where the steam would literally rise up and she would come out with the goggles? It was so stupid and corny, and I hated it, and I was on TV cameras multiple times booing the shit out of it. You know, in my view, it was no better than the atom bomb gimmick of the 90s, you know, when he would come out with the goggles. It was so stupid. But then something happened. Somehow, she started to win me over. You know, there's something about this girl, Becky Lynch. Like, remember when I said that even before Bret Hart was famous, there was something about him? There's something about this girl, Becky Lynch, right? Something that many of the other girls don't have. And the icing on the cake was when she won the title. She acted nothing like one of those Barbie doll divas. When I congratulated her, she was so genuine and appreciative and thoughtful. There's something about this girl, Becky Lynch, and I hope the WWE doesn't mess it up. Another wrestler I've had my eye on is Alexa Bliss. Now, as you know, I have a bunch of friends who are fighters / bodybuilders, and Alexa Bliss was doing kickboxing and bodybuilding competitions at around the same time. So we kind of sort of see her as, you know, kind of like one of us, you know. She also has that cool looking face, you know, with the cheekbones. She kind of reminds me of that actress, Jamie Presley. But even though I'm biased in her favor, there are two things currently keeping her from winning me over. One is her stupid gimmick, alright? I already talked about how Adam Bomb was given that stupid gimmick in the 90s, you know, with the goggles. Remember when Chris Candido and Shane Douglas joined the WWE in the 90s and they were given those stupid gimmicks? Alexa Bliss, she has that cool looking face, you know. She could have been one of those cool women wrestlers like Medusa or China. But instead, they make her wear the same neon-colored Disney Channel crap as other girls, and she comes out with those two big pigtails like some kind of cartoon character, like Lollipop Chainsaw. Her character could have been so much more. The second thing about Alexa is that she is tiny as hell. Dude, this girl looks like she's 4'10". You know, when she walked by me, I couldn't believe it. It was like, what the hell, man? This girl looks like she's in elementary school. How'd she end up in the ring? What, she get lost during recess? Dude, can you imagine her fighting someone like China? Dude, she'd get destroyed. Therefore, how are we supposed to buy into her being a future women's champion, you know? Doesn't make sense. Like I said, I am very biased in her favor, but these are two things that are preventing her from winning me over right now. So the PG era has been a near total disaster. Remember we had the youth movement, which went absolutely nowhere? Then we had the part-timer movement, where they brought back all these stars from 15 years ago back into the product to take away main event spots part-time, which completely contradicted the youth movement. And now we have the vanilla indie movement, where our world champions are a big fat bearded jobber and a TNA original who never even had any charisma even when he was in TNA. You know, you can see why the ratings are what they are. But these WWE fanboys have been so brainwashed that they seem baffled by what the ratings are. Let the brainwashing end and the wake up begin.